come to the system commissioning, that is in the module 4, that's chapter number 10, according to our VTO syllabus. So what do we mean by this system commissioning? Yes, uh, here we can just see that the process of testing a PV system to confirm that it is producing electricity and interacting correctly with the electricity grid is known as system commissioning. So we know that any component for that matter, or it may be a small component, it may be a big electronic component, or any other mechanical components also, once we are trying to install, that is, once we are trying to set up in any of the places, the first thing what we have to do is called as a commissioning of that particular system. Okay, commissioning of that particular system is nothing but we have to verify, we have to check, or what we can call it as the whether that particular equipment is working properly or not with respect to our demands. We have to check, and those things is called as what we call it, calling it as a commissioning of that particular system. So if you take a simple examples, that is any component which we people buy, also that is simple and household equipments or appliances which we people will be taking, like it may be your washing machines, or it may be a vacuum cleaners, it may be a water filters, anything for that matter, including your TV also, television set also. Okay, all those systems, the some person will come into our premises after the product has been delivered. Then that particular person will install that particular system, and he will help us, that is, he will train us that how this particular system or component has to be used. And if any damages or if anything is there, he will just check for the first thing, that is the damages if for the product are delivered. Okay, then he will install that particular system on the whatever the place we are looking for it, and I will explain with a demo also. So that is nothing but what we call it as a commissioning of that particular system. And of course, after demo, you will try to give the charts, or what are the maintenance charts, what are the things we have to maintain with those things. Okay, if maintenance is required for any of the components. For an example, if you are just going for an UPS or an inverters, then definitely we need a maintenance for our UPS or an inverters. Okay, so anything for that matter, a commissioning is really unnecessary. Yes, that is before, of course, when it comes to the PV system, that is PV systems what we are trying to install here, that is, yes, after this particular system has been installed, of course, for installation, it is by some other party will be installing that particular PV system on our premises. And before he hand overs to us, he will just check for the what are the whether that particular PV system is working perfectly fine or not. Okay, and those checking is being taken care with our what we can call it as the national standards for the commissioning of your PV systems. Each and every country will be having its national or the local standards and the regulations. With respect to those national and local standard and regulations, your components have been installed, and whether the components have been functioning as expected will be checked, okay, by the prescribed person, of course by an experienced person. Okay, and the procedure for inspecting, testing and commissioning, as well as the training requirements for the personnel who undertake these procedures are governed by the uh, what we can call it as a national, local or the national codes and the regulations. So the remaining thing what we are trying to discuss, that is the overview of these procedures, is being provided in the next slides. Yes. Each and every country, as I told you, that is national standards for commissioning PV systems. Each and every country has its own what we call it as the national code. Starting from our Indian country will be having its own the commissioning procedures. Okay, and it has been widely or very widely throughout the world. Okay, it has not been common throughout. It has been varying with respect to each and every country. That is, we have an US Article 690 for your National Electric Code. For then we have an IEC, that is International Electro Technical Commission, and we have a BS 767 one, which is for the British wiring regulations and PV systems. So each and every country will be having its own regulations which we have to follow for the commissioning of our equipments. Yes, coming to the final inspection of the system installation, that is what we call it as the uh, final inspection, that is in which is necessary uh, after the what we call it as installing our equipments. The first thing, that is the equipment installation, should be checked to ensure what are the things we have to first it has to be ensured is the first thing is whether my equipment and the components are not being damaged or not, means whether the component which we have people been purchased and which we have people are setting up, whether those components are not being damaged, the first thing we have to monitor. The next thing, the system, whether the system is matches the system, what we call it as the design documents, and all the equipment has been correctly connected according to the wiring diagram. Of course, because those things will be done by the technicians or the what we call it as the party, which means the technical people will be done what we call it as the wiring and all those things. So we have to check whether it has been done properly and whether we are getting the proper output or not. Okay, that is the second thing. Then what is the third thing? Equipment and components whether comply with the local safety standards and are suitable for use in utility interactive PV systems. Of course, as we have given the means installation has been done by some other party, we have to make ensure that whether the all the equipment and the components which we people are used in our premises are according to the what we call it as the whether it is suitable, whether it has been safety standards has been maintained. We have to monitor before that as commissioning has been taken. That is before we start with our working of your system. And then whether the particular site has been clean, of course, with a clean tidy, that is, it is really necessary because when we are trying to install all those things, that is nothing but there are so many materials which may people may leave on the particular place itself. If that these things may cause damage or it may be hazardous to the people who will be coming into contact with that particular place. So we have to make sure that complete place is being clean and tidy and there is no any hazardous things on the premises and it is not causing any hazards for the public will be coming into the contact. Then of course after all those things, the main important thing which we are people are looking for is the signs and the warning labels are required by the local codes are present or not. That is, we have to monitor for the what we call it as a signing boards, the warning labels. Of course, we people know that in each and in a simple malls and all those things also, for each and everything there will be a direction. So you can think about it. So when we are trying to give, setting up this particular PV system or a plant, when it is a huge power plant, we have to make sure that all this signing and the warning labels has to be ensured. That is whether we can come into contact with that particular thing or not, directly can be touched or not. All those things, signing warning labels has to be there. Okay, and this is the first, that is what we can call it as the final inspection of the installation or the system installation. Okay, and starting from the array and the frame should be inspected. People should be knowing that the array frame should be inspected whether they have been installed correctly and are suitable for the location. That is, each and every PV arrays which has to be monitored and it has to be checked for the particular location also. Okay, and this includes not only the PV frames or the frame or an array, which has to be monitored by the whether the frame is steady, whether it is appropriately rated for the local wind, and whether it has been for the snow conditions. Okay, and all those things has to be monitored, whether so that any roof penetrations are properly sealed, whether weatherproofing has been done. All those things has to be monitored when we are trying to check our what we call it as the component, that is a PV array. And not only that, the inverters should be inspected. Of course, your inverters should be inspected prior to the commissioning. Before we do the commissioning of your the inverters, also the complete plant, the inverters has to be inspected whether it has been electrical connections, in and out connections has been made properly fine and with respect to the all of the unit, and whether the location of the inverter is being considered, because as we have discussed in the previous chapters also, we know that the inverters has to be properly placed in a closed area and it should be easily accessible. Okay, and those things has to be monitored. Then weatherproofing can also be verified by checking with, there are so many ratings for the weatherproofing, NEMA rating, we have an IP rating, there are so many other ratings. Okay, and of course the ventilation should also be checked against the recommendation of the manufacturers for your inverters. Okay, so there are so many things which we people have to check before we start with your installation. That is not only we are taking care of your inverters and other things, we have to check our wirings also, whether the wiring and the electrical components should also be inspected. Okay, it cannot, I cannot keep my any of the wiring and open, or it cannot be left my wiring loose also. Okay, so I have to check my wiring and all the inspection process which has to be documented. Main thing is not only checking, all these inspection process has to be documented, and of course that particular copy should be left with what we can call it as the customer for their records. Okay, so all those things has to be taken care, that is what we call it as a final inspection of the system installation. Okay, and of course for inspection of this what is called as a final inspection, inspection of the in system installation, each and every country will be having its own rules and regulations. Okay, yes. Once it has been installed, or all this checking monitoring things has been done, the next thing what we have to discuss is of course the testing. Okay, we have to test each and every components, starting from your PV arrays or PV modules. Then we are combiner boxes, from the combiner boxes to the junction boxes or isolators, from the isolators to the inverters, from the inverters to the metering boxes. All these things has to be tested. Okay, so this testing has to be taken place before what we call it as the handing over to the customer. Okay, so what are the things we have to do? That is a following a visual inspection of the system. Testing should be undertaken in accordance with the prevailing national codes. Okay, we, each and every country, as I told you, each and every country will be having its own national codes, and we have to follow those national codes for what we call it as the testing of your equipments. Okay, the first thing is, of course, there is no voltage at the output of a PV array and at the output of an each string if there is more than one. That is the first thing we have to check. That is, there is no voltage at the output of an PV array and at the output of each string if there is more than one. And this may be achieved by leaving one of the modules interconnect this, or the what we can call it as unplugged. Okay, interconnectors unplugged, we can check. And of course the next thing is, any fuses have been removed and all circuit breakers are in the off position, which you have to check. Okay, testing has to be done. Of course, for this, any fuses has to be removed, or all those things, and all circuit breakers are in the off positions has to be checked. Then the AC and the DC mean disconnectors or the isolators, whether are in the off position, we have to check. And once it is in the off position, of course, we have to go for a local codes may also be required them to be tagged or locked for the duration of the testing procedure. Okay, so the local codes may also require them to be tagged or locked for the duration of the testing procedure. And of course these testing procedures will not be done in a 1 or 2 day, which we have to taken, which we have to do it for several days, so that each and every component has been checked according to our standards. And each and all components, that is the inverters, whether it is being switched off, all those things has to be taken care. Okay, after the safety requirements, so that is outlined in the local codes have been fulfilled, testing may be undertaken. Okay, we cannot do the testing directly after the safety requirements outlined in the local codes have been fulfilled. Whether we have to check whether it been fulfilled, then only we can do the testing. Okay, without that you cannot do the testing. Some of the common parameters that are tested include, we can see the common parameters that are means which has to be included, that is continuity between adjacent system components. We have to go for check for the continuity between the adjacent system components. The next one is the resistance of the cable insulation. We know that the insulation, or what we can call it as a resistance, is one of the important thing which we have to monitor. which may means which may cause in what we call it as what the shocking and other things. So we have to ensure that resistance of the cable insulation also. And not only that, it may, if the resistance, all those things, if it is higher, then the output may comes a drop also. The output, whatever the output expect, output may not be getting. So we have to ensure the resistance of the cable insulation. Then the measurement of array and the string open circuit voltage. We have to check for the measurement of the array and the string open circuit voltage. If there is, that is a large difference in the open circuit voltage of identical strings, or an open circuit voltage very different to that expected, may indicate a problem. Okay, so you have to ensure that measurement of an array and a string open circuit voltage has to be checked. Then the measurement of array and string short circuit current, which has to be checked. And of course measurement of array and the string short circuit, of course if it is it will be an hazardous if it has not been checked properly. Then the measurement of voltage drop across string fuses, that is the measurement of voltage drop, whether is there any voltage drop across your string fuses, has to be checked. The verification of the polarity of the installed components. Okay, as we have discussed in the earlier cases also, earlier chapters also, then each and every wiring, that is when we are trying to go for a positive and the negative type of your polarity, will be using the specific colors also for the wires. Okay, so we have to ensure that the verification of the polarity of the installed components. Okay, if by mistake instead of using a red wire we are using a black wire, that is for a positive to negative, if you are using the other wires, then the person who may come in contact when for the next time may deal with the wrong wire. So make sure that each and every wires which we people are using is also a correct thing. So we have to check for the polarity. Then the ground or the earthing of the system, that is often including impedance loop test, or what we call it as a ground electrode test, for which a ground tester is required. Okay, using a ground tester, we have to check whether the proper earthing or the grounding of the system is being ensured, or whether it is being done properly. So there are so many things which we have to do before we hand over the what with the complete PV system to the customer. Okay, so the testing has to be done properly by the right person. Okay, and of course for testing, that is what we call it as a measuring short circuit currents of the strings and the array, there are two things which we have to do, that is whether short circuit currents are required, and there are two things, that is where the short circuit currents are required and where the short circuit currents are not required. For that there is a simple procedure which has been followed, that is been followed, or in some what we can call it as the US standards which has been given here, that is where they are trying to do the short circuit currents, means where the short circuit currents are required is being ensured, and where the short circuit currents is not required is also been ensured. And there are some of the procedure which they have followed for measuring the short circuit. Okay, and what they have done, they have ensured each string fuse, whether it has been connected or that LV arrays are still broken into a ELV segments. That is the first thing. Then leave the solar array cable connected to the PV array or the DC isolator. Then remove the cable from the PV array DC isolator to the inverter. Then with the DC isolator off, they are putting a link or a small cable between the positive and negative outputs of the PV array or a DC isolator. Then installing the string fuse or reconnect the ELV segments for string 1. Then turn on the PV array, DC isolator. Then they are using a DC clamp meter to measure the DC short circuit current for string 1. Okay, this is a simple procedure what they are following for checking for the short circuit, and this is for one string. Similarly, this has to be repeated for each and every string. Okay, this has to be repeated for each and every string by isolating your what we call it as a DC isolator, isolating the remaining PV arrays. Okay, so Similarly, there is a procedure for measuring, that is where we don't require what we call it as a short circuit currents are not been required. For that, what they are done, wait until the system is connected